All right. Hello, everybody. I am so grateful that you have chose to be here with me on this evening. My name is Julia, for those of you who may not know me. And tonight we're going to go through an hour-long Yin class. In this class, we're going to take some time to just drop out of our minds and settle in and really stretch and bring ourselves into more cooling, relaxing poses. Again, practice really taps into our lunar, more feminine energy. So I invite you to grab any props you may need, bolsters, a block. They are not necessary, but they can help in the practice. If you don't have a bolster or yoga blocks, you can easily use a couch cushion or a big pillow, anything to kind of help hold your body up as we move into some of these stretches. All right, if you are ready, find a comfortable place on your mat. If you're listening to the playlist I sent out, you are more than welcome to start it now. And when you are ready, go ahead and close your eyes, soften your gaze, really beginning to settle into your space. Letting all of today's responsibilities just roll off your shoulders. Beginning to quiet your mind. Letting anything that maybe was weighing down on you before you came to your mat today to just ease away, knowing that this next hour is for you. As your sit bones begin to root even more deeper into the earth, I invite you to take a gentle scan of your body, noticing any place that may be calling out to you, any place that you may be holding or feeling tense. Knowing that during this practice, you may find a little more ease in those places that you are holding. Maybe there's nowhere in your body that you're feeling that tension. Maybe you're holding something in your mind, a task, an expectation, worry, fear, grief. Whatever may be in your mind in this current moment, know that it is okay, as there is no bad or good thoughts. They are just simply thoughts, emotions. Let them be what they are, honor them, and allow them to take up space. But also know that you can release anything that you may be holding on to that you no longer wish to grasp. In this practice, we'll be going through some postures that really root us in to the late summer meridians. Meridians are just points on our body where chi can flow through. Some of these, when we are holding, hold some of those emotions I just spoke about. Grief, instability. So I invite you during this practice to lean in and to let go. When you are ready, you can go ahead and flutter those eyes back open, taking in your surroundings and settle in a little bit more. We're going to come into our first position. It's called a caterpillar. simply just going to be a nice little straight leg forward fold. I do invite you to grab your bolster, your pillow, whatever may be close by. Lean it over those legs. You can even take a block if you need any more height, or your blanket if you want it to be a little more cushy. And we're just going to fold over, taking a moment to really settle in, knowing that at any time you can adjust. Taking a big inhale through your nose and exhaling it out back through your nose and settling in. Releasing your jaw, pulling back your shoulders if they're creeping up towards your ears. Just let them hang heavy. Letting go in the neck and in the upper back. Knowing that during this practice, we're just looking to come to the edge of sensation. There's no need to inflict pain. Maybe begin to lengthen your inhales and your exhales. Visualizing that you're breathing into the backside body, inhaling into that left lung, filling it up, and exhaling out the right. Following that breath cycle into the left lung, feeling the back rib cage expand, and exhalation out the right. Continuing on at your own pace, at your own cadence. You're doing beautifully. You have about a minute left. When you're ready, slowly making your way back up, lengthening the spine back out, removing any props you may have sat on your lap. We're going to come into a counter pose called a supported fish. If your blocks are nearby, you can grab them. We're going to kind of stack them like a little equal sign, keeping your feet firmly planted on the mat. You're going to roll back, bringing that first block kind of right at the bottom of your rib cage. And then the next block will come right under your head, placing your hands straight out. And if it feels accessible to you, you can flatten out the legs, straighten out the legs. Yeah, right at the bottom of the rib cage. We're just going to stay here for a brief minute. There you go, just stretching out the legs. If that is accessible to you, breathing into that heart space. Feeling the expansion across your chest. Thirty more seconds. When you're ready, bending the knees, bringing the feet back, planted on the mat, pushing yourself up with your hands, coming to a seated position. The next posture we're going to take is called cat grabbing its tail. So we're just going to lay on our right side to begin with. Lay on the right side. There's an option to keep your arm up. You can come down to your forearm. We're going to simply bring the left leg out forward. You are more than welcome to bring your bolster, placing the left leg on top if you need more support. And we're just going to bend into the right knee, grabbing it with our left hand. Feeling the stretch in the right side body, maybe in the left thumb. If you're searching for more sensation, you can bring it all the way down, bringing the left shoulder, yearning for the earth, feeling more of a twist in the spine. Just really finding whatever feels comfortable to you. And when you're ready, once again, taking a deep inhale in through your nose, releasing it back out through your nose. Maybe you close your eyes and settle in. If you notice that you are yanking on your toes, pulling on your toes, backing back out, you just want a gentle grip. On your next inhale, paying attention to anywhere you may be holding. And as you exhale, release. Maybe it's that spot in between your eyebrows. Maybe it's somewhere in your toes. If you feel your mind begin to wander, bring your awareness back to your breath, back to the sounds in the room you are in, maybe even the sensations on your skin. You have about 1 more minute. You're doing great. When you're ready, you're releasing the right leg, bringing the left over and around and just rolling onto your back, bringing your knees into your chest. Noticing any rebound sensation. Maybe you gently roll from side to side, kind of massaging out the spine. Noticing any new feelings in your body, in your mind. Releasing the feet back down to the earth. We're going to take that on the opposite side. So laying on your left side, option to stay up on your hand on the forearm, bringing the right leg out in front of you, knowing it can rest on a bolster, on a blanket. Easing in, finding the left foot to meet the right hand. Option to lay down for more of a twist in the spine. Having that right shoulder yearning for the earth. Taking a nice big inhale. This time, maybe you open your mouth as you exhale, letting it all go. Taking a moment to scan your body, noticing if it feels different on this side than the other. Knowing that you can move and adjust at any moment. A gentle reminder to check in, making sure you're not yanking and pulling on the toes too hard of that left foot. Just letting them rest gently in your hand, maybe with a little resistance. Letting your body ooze and melt into the earth with each inhalation and exhalation. You're doing beautifully. Taking a moment to see if your mind is wandering, finding the source. Is it the stillness, the sensation, the thought of all the things you could be doing besides being present here? Whatever it is, give it a moment, and then I invite you to let it go. Knowing that the sensation is temporary, it will ease. Knowing that whatever you may think would be a better way to spend your time, that will be waiting for you when you're off your mat. We got 30 more seconds. You've done great. Go ahead and release the left foot from the right fingers, rolling over onto your back. And once again, bringing your knees into your chest. Maybe you tuck your nose into your knees, giving yourself a hug. And allowing the neck to relax back down on the mat while keeping the knees in towards the chest. Noticing how it feels now that you've taken this posture on both sides. Go ahead and release the knees, bringing the feet down to the mat, rolling your way up, coming to a seated position. We're going to come into a shoelace. So we're going to, from this seated position, you can bring your left knee kind of out in front of you. Maybe you grasp on to the left foot with your right hand while bringing the right over, kind of making that shoelace. You are more than welcome to bring props below your feet. If you feel like you need a little more leverage, you can even bring your blocks. If it feels a little intense on those hips, that might bring a little more sensation, but also might bring a little more support. Also know you can keep these feet into as close to you as you need. You can simply stay seated up if this is enough sensation. Otherwise, you can drape forward. You can bring that bolster once again as a little resting place. Your blanket. Taking a deep breath. Inhaling in through your nose and exhaling out. Maybe you close your eyes as you settle in. If this is too much pressure on your knees, know that you can back out and sit up at any time. Otherwise, continuing to lean into the stretch, you can also bring the bolster out in front of you. Releasing anywhere you may be holding in your shoulders, in your biceps, maybe in your forearms. We have less than a minute left. All right, go ahead. If you're placed on that bolster, move it, bring it out to the side as you untwist your legs, windshield wipering them. If it's easier, you can lay down on your back for just a moment as we let the legs drape to the right. On an inhale, bringing them back up to the center and exhaling them to the left. Kind of following that on your own breath pattern. Letting the blood flow back in. All right, let's take one more time to the left or whichever way your legs are going. Inhaling back up, exhaling one more final time to the opposite side. Inhale, bring the knees back to a neutral position. Bring them into your chest one more time for a quick little hug. Maybe you bring that neck in once again. Releasing the feet back down, finding your way back up, preparing for shoelace on the opposite side. So this time our right leg is coming kind of parallel out in front of us, crossing the left over the right. Go ahead and find a comfortable space. And when you're ready, really sitting up, taking a deep inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale as you fold, finding your comfortable edge, settling in. Invite you to come back to that breath cycling once before. We inhale into our left lung, really filling it up with the oxygen. Exhaling it out the right. Inhaling in through the left, bringing it back in. Exhaling it out through the right. Relaxing just a little bit more. Inhaling through the left. And exhaling out the right. I invite you to follow that through the next few minutes. Experimenting with it, seeing where it takes your mind. Go ahead and find your way back up to an upright position, moving your props if you use them, and twisting the legs. Once again, coming back to the supine position, windshield wipering the legs at your own pace. Inhaling in the neutral position, exhaling as they fall to the right or left. Once again, noticing how your body feels after taking the posture on both sides. Do you feel like there's an area that may be calling out for more attention? Do you feel more balanced and steady? Beautiful. Bringing the knees back to a neutral position. We're going to sit up and prepare for a swan position. You may also know it as half pigeon. We're going to bring the right leg out in front of us first. So coming from a kneeling position, you can bring the foot out in front of you, heel toeing it out to the left side of your mat. Bringing the knee down to the right. Your thigh does not need to be parallel. If it feels better to have it angled in a little bit more, please cushion yourself up, bolster yourself up, option to bring a blanket under that left thigh, keeping your bolster within arm's reach. We're going to begin in a proud swan. So we're going to keep our chest up high, really settling in, keeping the left foot planted on the mat. We're going to stay here for 1 minute before we come into sleeping swan, where we just ease our way down. So inhaling, really pressing the hands into the earth. Gaze comes forward. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. And when you're ready, taking a big inhale, and on the exhale, begin to fold. You can simply come down onto forearms and just let your head hang heavy. You can place your head in your hands. Maybe you just hug your bolster, relaxing down and in. Where does your mind go when you feel this sensation in your body? If you feel it's really starting to wander, bring it back to your breath. Option to cycle through that breathing exercise, or just simply breathing at your normal pace. Releasing your neck, your jaw. You're about halfway there. You're doing a wonderful job. Maybe on this next inhale, as you breathe in deep, you pinpoint where you're feeling the sensation the most. And as you exhale, send that breath to that area. Again, on this next inhale, zoning in on the spot of sensation. Exhaling, sending that breath to that area, inviting in a little more ease. One more time, inhaling, focusing in on wherever you need it the most. Exhaling, sending your breath to it. Let's do that one more time, inhaling. Exhaling as you ease in a little bit more for one more moment. If you are fully in sleeping swan, place your hands on the earth, moving any props out of the way, rolling over onto that right hip just a little bit. We're going to push back into a child's pose, finding your way there. Option to take a wide legs child's pose or keeping your knees together, whatever your body is calling for. Feeling the sensation as that oxygenated blood flows back into the joints. Taking a brief reprieve here. And when you're ready, go ahead and just come up into a tabletop position. This time, bringing the left leg forward, heel toeing the left foot over to the right side of the mat. Finding your way with your props. Bringing the blanket under your right hip if needed. Maybe some under your hands, under your elbows. Settling in for that proud swan, keeping your arms straight, pressing the hands into the earth. Keeping the gaze up high. Checking in with your body. Wiggling and settling in a little bit more. Maybe you notice how your right leg feels this time after the last 4 minutes you spent in that position. All right, taking one big inhale, exhale as you fold into that sleeping swan, utilizing your props as needed, letting the upper body hang heavy. Relaxing in the neck and the shoulders, the little space between your eyebrows, even behind your eyelids. Letting your whole body feel heavy as the earth supports you. I invite you, if your mind begins to wander, to bring it to whatever practice suits you and bringing your awareness back. The breath cycling, maybe an intention you have on your mind, the sensations on your skin, the sounds in your ears. Maybe you continue to inhale deeply, and as you exhale, send that breath to the area where you may be feeling that sensation, bringing you right to the edge. We don't want to feel pain. One minute left. Go ahead and start bringing yourself back up to an upright position, placing those hands firmly on the earth, gently rolling over onto that left hip just a little bit. Coming back into that child's pose, wide-legged or with the knees together. Feeling any sensation. Let's take 3 big inhales and exhales here, opening our mouths on the inhalation. So in through our noses, opening your mouth, letting it all go. In through your nose, opening your mouth, letting it go. One more time, in through your nose, opening your mouth, letting it go. Crawling back forward into that tabletop position. We're going to come flat on our backs. supine. We're going to take banana asana on both sides to welcome in a little bit more of a stretch. Let's start on our right side. So right foot coming to the corner of your mat, left crossing over, right hand coming to the top corner of your mat, left hand crossing over, body finding almost like a C position, settling in. Relaxing the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles. Go ahead and release, bringing it to the opposite side. So left foot comes to the left corner of the mat. Left hand comes to the left corner as well, with the right foot crossing over over left. Right hand resting in the left palm. Coming in to that C curve position. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, back out through your nose. Go ahead and release the hands, uncross the ankles, coming into your final resting pose of Shavasana. Really settling in. Maybe you take one more big stretch, reaching your hands up overhead, your toes out long. Excuse me. Before resting your hands wherever it feels the most comfortable, letting your feet fall to the right and the left, closing your eyes, beginning to settle in. I invite you to take one final scan of your body. We'll begin at the crown of our head, where that crown chakra lies, easing in and letting it rest. Taking an inhale, and on the exhale, letting that gentle relaxation start to melt down and pour over your forehead, over your eyes, your eyelids, your eyebrows, smoothing out over your temples. Again, breathing in through your nose. As you exhale, inviting that ease into your nostrils, over your lips, your cheeks, your chin. Inhaling once again. And exhaling, letting that relaxation touch your chin, your throat, your collarbones, melting down over your shoulders into your biceps. Finding your inhale. And as you exhale, sending that peace into your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, the tops of your hands, the palms of your hands, all 10 fingers, letting them melt into the earth. Finding your inhale and your exhale as it eases down your chest, through your shoulder blades, over your rib cage, caressing your heart chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus as it oozes into your pelvis. Finding your inhale and exhaling that relaxation into your glutes, your thighs, your quads, your kneecaps. And one more deep breath in through your nose. Maybe this time you open your mouth as you send that little bit left of relaxation into your calves, your ankles, your heels, tops of your feet, all 10 toes. Let's take one more breath in through your nose. This time, I invite you to open your mouth once again, sighing it all out. This is your time to ease in and relax. Empty out your brain. I will keep the time for you. Enjoy your Shavasana. You can stay here in this resting pose of Shavasana for as long as you feel called. Otherwise, if you are feeling ready, begin to bring your awareness back to your physical body, beginning to awaken the fingers and the toes, inviting life back into them. Maybe you begin to gently rock your head back and forth on your mat. Maybe your inhales and exhales deepen a little bit more. And when you're ready, rolling to either your right or your left, coming into a gentle fetal position as you reawaken to this space. Taking a couple breaths here, knowing there's no need to rush. And when you're ready, with your eyes still closed and your gaze soft, finding your way to a comfortable seat, placing your hands gently on your knees, taking back in your surroundings, noticing the sensations on your skin, any sounds in your ears once again as you come back to the physical space that surrounds you. I invite you to bring your hands together at your heart center, rubbing them together, feeling the warmth and the energy flowing in between them, and taking a moment to place them over your heart. Reflecting over the time you took for yourself, feeling gratitude for the act of self-love and self-care you just gifted yourself. Please know as you go on through your evening that you can leave whatever you wish to not take with you tonight on your mat here. Taking a moment to bring those hands back together at heart center. I'd like to say thank you for coming to class this evening, and please know that the teacher and student in me sees and honors the teacher and student in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for a great class. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Know that I'm so grateful